says Mehak Fatma. Well, first of all, I would love to warmly welcome you here at Wordsmath online IELTS platform. Well, in today's video, we are going to discuss in detail about IELTS listening module. So let's get started. Number one, I would share with all of you the format of the IELTS listening test. Format is very important to understand what type of IELTS listening test is. Then I would share question types with you, that how many question types are there in IELTS listening modules. Then I would love to share that how your listening skills are going to be assessed in your real IELTS exam. So it's worth mentioning. Finally, I would definitely share the marking tips with all of you so that you would be able to understand the idea that how you are going to get marks, okay, in IELTS test. That's all about it. So let's start with the test format, IELTS listening test format. Always remember, the listening test is the same for both the academic and general training exam. With regard to the timing, you will be given 30 minutes to listen to the audio with the headset, but plus 10 minutes extra to transfer your answers to your answer sheets. Okay, so if you are giving your IELTS test paper-based, right, you will get 10 minutes extra. This is what we call transfer time. But if you are appearing in CB, that is computer-based IELTS test, so you won't get extra transfer time, that is 10 minutes. You will be given just 30 minutes, right? You will listen to audio along with you will write down your answer. Okay, now let's discuss that how many number of questions would be there in your IELTS exam. Well, in listening module, you will get 40 number of questions, and each correct answer is awarded 1 marks. Most importantly, always remember the text will be played only once. Okay, you will not be given a chance to go back and listen the audio again. So as soon as your audio starts, you were supposed to listen very intently. That's all about the IELTS listening test format. Next, I'm going to share the sections of listening test, that how many sections are there in IELTS listening module. Well, there are total 4 sections. Okay, in section 1, you will hear a dialogue. Okay, it would be a conversation between two people set in an everyday social context. For example, booking tickets to the theater. Okay, next we have section 2. In section 2, you will hear a monologue. Okay, mono means single person will be talking. Okay, so you will hear a monologue in an everyday social context. For example, a welcome talk for new college students, right? So next we have section 3. In section 3, you will hear a conversation between up to 4 persons or people set in an everyday social, everyday or educational or training context. Okay, for example, a group of students discussing a university assignment. This is important, In section 3, you are going to get trialogue to dialogue. Okay, here we have option up to 4%, might be 3 people will be there or might be 2. Right? So that's all about section 3. Let's come towards section 4. In section 4, you will hear a monologue on an academic subject. For example, a lecture on wildlife. That's all about it. And the interesting thing is that we have total 40 questions. So in each section, you will have 10 questions. Okay? So we have 4 total sections and the total number of questions would be 40. That's all about it. Now, I would love to mention 2 important points to be noted. Always remember, there will be 10 questions in each section, and most probably the questions get harder as you progress through the test. Okay, the section 1 would be the easiest one. With the progression of sections, the fluency will become increased and test will become harder. There would be a lot more paraphrasing and synonyms. would be used. Okay, so that's all about it. Next, I would like to share the question types. Okay, for IELTS listening module, we have total 10 number of questions, right? I would share each question types with samples with you while utilizing the success strategies. But at first, let's have a look on the number of question types. How many questions are there? How many types of questions are we are gonna get in our real exam, right? So number one, we have matching type questions. Number two, we have multiple choice. Then we have note completion, form completion, table completion, sentence completion, summary completion, short answer questions, map and plan labeling type question, diagram completion, and flow chart completion. Okay, so these sort of questions would appear in our real IELTS test. Okay, not all the question types would appear, but each section will contain one or two question types from these 10 question types. All right, so that's all about it. Now, I'm going to discuss something very important with all of you, right, students? So, here we are going to discuss that how your listening skills are going to be assessed in your real exam. Okay, so these skills would help you to understand how to listen the audio. So that's literally significant to understand. Okay, so number one, you must be able to understand the main ideas of the talk. Whatever you are listening, you must be able to comprehend and understand what is the main idea of this talk. Number two, you would be able to understand detailed factual information, what the talk is about. Number three, you must be able to recognize the opinions and attitudes of the speaker. Okay, you are listening to audio and you must be able to understand what are the opinion, what are the attitude. Okay, if there is some positive situation, they would say, oh wow, you can well understand that it's the positive situation. What is the opinion and attitude of the speaker? Number four, you must be able to recognize the purpose of the communication. What is the purpose of this talk? What are the reasons that has been discussed so far? Okay. Finally, we have number five. You must be able to follow the development of ideas or argument. This feature is going to help you in section 3 because here we will have a dialogue to dialogue. Might be a group of students up to 3 or 4 or 2 students are discussing a university assignment. So you must remember that how to follow the development of ideas or argument. All right, so that's all about it, that how your listening skills are going to be assessed in your real exam. Now, I would love to share the marking tips with all of you. Okay, number one, if your spelling is incorrect, you will not get any mark. Number two, if your answers are grammatically incorrect, again, you will lose your marks. Finally, if you will write the incorrect number of words, you are not going to get any mark. So pay attention, right? Your spelling must be correct, your answers must be grammatically correct, and you must follow the instruction with regard to the number of words. That's it. Now, finally, I would let you know about that some success strategies for IELTS listening. Okay, so number one, we have question analysis. It's mean when you have section 1, you must be able to analyze what type of questions we do have. Most probably we will witness form completion type question in section 1. Okay, and we do have certain instruction with regard to the number of words, so pay attention on this as well. This is what we call question analysis. Strategy number 2 is about answer prediction. Okay, so answer prediction means you must be able to predict what is going to appear here. Either if the first name is written and we have blank, the very next to it, it's mean you can predict it. Here we are gonna listen surname. Okay, given name is there and you will listen the family name or surname, right? If the price is written and we have a sign, pound, dollar, euro, whatever it is, so you can easily predict. Here we will listen for numbers, right? If we do have written postcard, then again you can predict it, that here we will listen some numbers, some letters, okay, a combination of letters and numbers will appear for the postcard. Finally, we have keyword clue. This is quite interesting. It's going to help you in section 3 as well, and in all question types where we have word completion, 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 okay? Wherever we have word completion, it's like fill in the blanks type questions. All right. So keyword clue means you will have to focus the before and after gap words. Okay, you will encircle it and you will realize it to yourself what you are going to listen here. Okay, that's all about it. I hope you have enjoyed it very well. If you do have any question, you can ask anytime. Bye for now, students.